Mhm.
Good night, good night, good night. Happy Saturday. Welcome. You know, the NFL season is now over. Congrats to the Rams. And now we move on to full steam ahead NBA season. With me tonight, obviously, you know, we have Cream and we have Devin. But gentlemen, before we start the show, I just want to go ahead and make a big announcement. Um, I have now, this is a big announcement for the show. Big, big, big one. I have now decided that I'm going to drop the Miami Heat and I'm going to go on the Philadelphia 76ers bandwagon. Listen, this is why. This is why. Listen.
Trade
The
trade
Miami
deadline.
the Miami Heat is number one. I felt guilty jumping on Miami bandwagon with them being number one. So I say, you know what? Let me go for the team that is at number four. You know, and you know they lose a bunch of pieces, and I hear that they lost the trade. So I was like, all right, a weakened team, Philadelphia. I ordered my jersey, and you know, so I'm going to be wearing it on the show probably next week Saturday. So hey, I'm now a Philadelphia 76ers fan. LeBron is still my favorite basketball player, but I am a 76ers fan. So any
Okay.
76ers business, tag me, talk to me about it. Anything else, I don't want to hear about it.
All right, Levon, you need to give me the official transfer sheet. Me see they have a circulate there. You have to give me one of them, man, you, because we
Hey,
can't
hey,
keep up.
hey, Pepe Paul, I see you in the comment section of Pepe Paul. I hope you win some money today off those glorious picks that I gave you in the EPL yesterday. And kiss for you. Good night. Big up yourself. As you guys come into the live. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about, you know, is what LeBron James said. And LeBron James basically said that, you know, his last season in the NBA, he's going to play with his son for 1 year. So I guess we don't have to speculate now when LeBron is going to retire because we know, all right, when he play with his son, we know that's going to be his last season. And you know, if you know anything about LeBron James, he's a guy that loves to control the narrative, loves to control what is said about him. And you know, so he probably wants, you know, to go out in his way, his style. I mean, I think he deserves it. Not like Paul Pierce. So, you know, so Cream, I'll start with you. Do
Yeah.
you believe that LeBron is doing this one to raise the draft stock of his son, or two, put it out there that um put it out there that hey guys, this is what is going on. This is what I'm going to do. Put even probably the Lakers on notice. Hey
Yeah.
Lakers, if your guy was want to keep me, all you have to do is draft my son. What do you think?
Absolutely. Like you said in the intro, everything LeBron does is deliberate. So it's not by chance he must say these things. So definitely, it's to put basically the whole NBA on notice. Say, hey, look here, hey, my final year, I want to play with my son. So wherever he is, that's where I will be as well. So if you want, let LeBron, and you know what LeBron does. LeBron fill seats. LeBron is still a big marquee name in the NBA.
Of
So
course.
wherever he is where it's gonna get a lot of attention. So definitely, I think he really wants to play a year with his son.
Mm-hmm.
So the GMs around the league will now have to assess, like, do we is this something that we want to do? Do we want to get LeBron for the basketball as well as the other off the court attention that he garners? So definitely, I think it's deliberate.
Okay. All right. So, Devin, so let us go into, you know, the hypothetical or the future of this. LeBron and his son, whichever team they go to, what do you think would be accomplished? Do you think championship? Do you think playoffs? Or do you think labs? Like what is something that we can go there and definitely expect from these?
Yeah, but you know, I don't. I've seen a few games. I only will see the games with his son just because of him. And really and truly, like I said, with LeBron, he has a team around him that is from day one. With his team around him, you can say it's
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
You know, because a rich part they're coming from far. So he's just doing this to say, all right, raise the draft stock of his for his son. So the expectation for him and wherever, like, if he wants to, if he's gonna stay at LA or get his son to be in LA or go wherever his son is drafted, is just that he wants his son to be like you said, picks in NFL is different from picks in the NBA. So you
Yeah.
want him to be in the top in the first round. So I think
Absolutely.
that's just a strategic move of it. And like Cream said, I don't want to go back. LeBron is still box office. It's still box office game. So that's all there it is to it. Some move is just because of to get the fans happy again, to get management happy, not necessarily for the results in terms of making it to the playoffs or being a championship. It's just about wherever, when he leaves, he wants his son to be in a good place.
But so this is what I'm thinking about because and I want to draw a parallel here. When the Rams won the title, remember, um, the Rams GM Les Snead wore a shirt that says "F them picks," right? And and LeBron say, "Hey, that's my guy. That's my kind of guy," right? But the Lakers, it said that they didn't want to give up the 2027 first round pick. So is it a case where now LeBron is being kind of contradictory with, hey, I want my son drafted, but hey, in the current now, I don't care about picks, but hey, later on when it's time for my son to be drafted, I kind of care about picks some more. Is it a
Yeah.
contradictory thing, or is it just
Uh,
just one of them things?
He wants to win now. In regards to his son, I don't know. I think he would like his son to be drafted high, first
Mm-hmm.
round.
mhm.
But however, should he fall to second round or whatever the case may be, is
Mm-hmm.
whatever team he goes to, he still wants to go to that team.
Mm-hmm.
So but right now LeBron is trying to maximize what he have left in the tank before it goes on E. So he was
Absolutely.
hoping that the Lakers would have made a move, some move, any move, just to bring in a new face to like freshen up things, try something different to make a push now. But
Absolutely. And even Dwayne Wade's son, remember, Dwayne Wade's son is playing for Utah G League
oh
team.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's playing for Utah G League team, and obviously LeBron's son is better than D Wade's son. But but I think D Wade's son really get on the Utah G League team because obviously D Wade
One
have some
part
ownership in,
part
in
part
ownership
ownership, yeah.
in Utah as well. So definitely I think when you hear LeBron James name, it's more of a, as Devin said, it's a box office name more than even Dwayne Wade. You're Dwayne Wade, you're a great player. You remember Miami Heat,
I mean,
all that
brand,
kind of stuff. But
yeah,
LeBron is just
the face of the NBA.
Yeah,
It's a whole,
because
whole different level.
when I look at it, the other day when I went to the game with the Pelicans, I paid $30 for the nosebleed ticket games.
yeah.
And I think the game after Denver was coming. I mean, my stepson went and said, I like at the same price. I must say, wait, no love for the Joker. Come on, man. Like we don't, I think we paid like 50 something dollars for a ticket. I'm saying Joker and Joker can't come on. LeBron was coming, brother.
Uh-huh.
Same nosebleed tickets were we pay like $30 for the Pelicans game, bro.
Yeah.
$100.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Yep.
KD out.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Kyrie wasn't around and Harden as usual, you know,
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely.
So and AD was out too. So LeBron alone for all the way up in the nosebleed camps, 120 something, 100 and like close to $150.
Oh wow.
Absolutely.
It's just because
Absolutely.
that's a LeBron factor. So it's still box office,
Yeah,
And here
LeBron
is
brand.
Raji's asking how good y'all think Bronny is. So based on what I've seen, because I've watched a couple of his games and I've
Have
watched
you have,
lots of
have you watched
highlights.
him in depth or only seen highlights?
No, it's like I've watched the game. Like I don't remember what there's one of them channel here on TV because we make sure we get every single sports channel we make ever get. So we just a change. I think he was on one TV game, and I watched that game. And obviously, he has a lot of hops. He can get up there. He can shoot the basketball. I think he's gifted like his father in passing the basketball, get others involved, make other people better. But, I think he needs to get, and I think he needs to get bigger. But I think that will come with time. I think he needs to get bigger, a little bit stronger, because, I've seen some people, in the highlights, I've seen some people give him some real buckets. Some people out there are better than him. No, he's not the LeBron when LeBron was in high school. Because when LeBron was in high school, he was the best player out there. So for you, Raj, I think that I think he's definitely I think he's I'll say a 4-star recruit. I wouldn't say 5. I'll give him a 4-star recruit because I think they changed the rules. They say you can't leave from high school and come straight to the NBA, right?
Yeah,
you have to go at least 1 year of college.
Yeah.
One and done.
So probably even a G League team will take him up, probably go the G League route and then, come to the league, who knows. So, we'll definitely see. And Kish for You is saying, like it's a marketing ploy. Definitely.
Yes, as well.
Anything with LeBron James always, market. As I say, he likes to control the narrative.
Yep.
So Cream. Next thing I want to talk about is the Lakers. Obviously there was a report out. What's his name? Rob Pelinka came out and he was like, "Hey, guess what? LeBron, and AD was on the same page. Everybody was on the same page. We were all in love. We decided to stand pat." However, Chris Haynes, who cover the Lakers.
Yeah, reporter, yeah.
Ramona Shelburne as well, cover the Lakers as well. They both came out and screamed BS. What it was basically said was that Rob Pelinka went to LeBron and AD and said, "Hey, you guys wanted this team. You guys got to figure it out." And that's why they said that LeBron kind of threw a shade at Rob Pelinka saying, "Hey, my kind of guy with F the picks," right? So, Cream, what do you think that the Lakers strategy is correct to say, "Hey, you guys created this mess, you guys figure it out"? Or do you believe it's a case where, "Hey, we made a mistake, let us try and rectify that mistake," being a big Lakers brand?
Yeah, but I think it should have been the latter. Like we went ahead with this, but obviously it's not working. It's not being a good fit. We are barely hanging on to a play-in spot at at the moment. So clearly it's not working. Or the roster is set up or is constructed is not working. So I think they should have because I even heard like the Rockets were offering maybe
Christian Wood.
Chris Wood as well.
Why wouldn't you take that?
Exactly. I'm like, come on.
Because I'm thinking, Cream. I hear they were offering Chris Wood, Eric Gordon, and John Wall for Westbrook, THT, and the 2027 first round pick. I am looking at that and I'm saying, okay, let's call John Wall and Westbrook a wash.
Yep.
But I'm getting Chris Wood and Eric Gordon who can, shoot the basketball and even put the ball on the floor and get some offense going. Yep. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, why wouldn't you take that? You know? So and then even the Knicks were in play. They wanted to give Kemba Walker, Alex Burke, and Evan Fournier, and they wanted Russell Westbrook and the 2027 first round pick. And the Lakers said no to that. So I think there's a little bit. I remember when LeBron won the championship, he came out and he said Rob wants his respect. And I don't think he feels the same way that Rob's deserving respect. But Devin, let me get you in because the Lakers is your team. What do you think going on right now?
Like now, to tapping on what you said about LeBron said the management and with Pelinka and everybody on the same page. Like Ramona, I know Ramona definitely. So I was following Ramona. She has definitely been with the cover the Lakers for years. So once you hear Ramona say something regarding Lakers, it's close to being true. And like, they were just saying BS and everything. But look, with Pelinka, you can't just come. All right, you come to say, okay, you created this team and whatever. So look. Remember the key factor for us winning championship was AD being there with LeBron.
Healthy.
Yeah. And look, everybody around is saying, AD being there is because of Rich Paul and LeBron. So Pelinka himself now, all right, what's a great GM move? Yo, people not giving him credit for that move, I'm Kems. People giving Rich Paul and LeBron the credit for that move. That's not a Pelinka move.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So then when I hear about these possible, the way we're playing and the way the team is, and everybody says old and whatever, all right, I don't want to look at fault, but I always look at going forward. Oh, come on, man. If it's even something should have been done on that, man. So I fall Pelinka to that. Something should have been done going forward. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Something should have been done going forward. And then when I say, like, you look at the option to, all right, that would have been good, like with New York, whatever the case is, whatever the case is, and whatever we want to say about Westbrook in at MSG is a blockbuster more than any of those guys that are there.
Box office, yeah.
There's no way arguing around that. So
you're getting something for that. But you get a lot of triple doubles.
But then again too is Westbrook. People know Westbrook. People, no matter what you want to say, Westbrook. People know Westbrook. Westbrook are gonna come on more in terms of your tickets, in terms of the whole aspect and being at MSG. What do you mean? And then there was another possibility to get I like Christian Woods. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of talking, man. I'm tired of TH. You know, give me a headache, brother.
You guys could have had Lowry for him last season too,
Yep. You could have Lowry and freaking DeRozan, but they wanted to. Same thing that they did with Kuzma. Yeah, I remember when the trade was happening and Lakers was like, we're not letting go of Kuzma, we're keeping Kuzma. Then next year Kuzma gone because he just never got to it. All right, here is Chris Lynch. Rob must get credit still. He was adamant to keep Kuzma off that trade, and he got what he wanted at the end. Listen, Chris Lynch. He's talking about the AD trade.
When get in the end, Kuzma out?
listen, Chris Lynch, right? If Rob Pelinka first of all, you know who people are giving credit for that AD trade? Magic Johnson. Because it started from when Magic Johnson was there. That is when all the talks happened. I remember AD said, oh, he want out, and then he sit out, and then I think it was, what the guy name? I think it was Demps. Demps was the GM of New Orleans at that time. And he didn't want to trade AD. He was like, no, we're not trading AD to the Lakers. And then when Griff came in, obviously, Griff and LeBron have a great relationship still. So, Griff package up something, whether you want to believe it or not. I believe Griff just made it easy. AD want to leave, LeBron, my guy, let's get back some young pieces, yada, yada, yada. But I don't think, the only reason why Rob Pelinka get that job, and remember, he was Kobe's agent for a very long time.
Oh, everybody, no.
And if you look what's going on in the Lakers organization, and I heard Stephen and them talk about it, but Kurt Rambis, Linda Rambus, all of the people.
And his wife,
and every time there's a problem in the Lakers organization, they call a former Laker, an ex-Laker. Hey, what should we do? Hey, and I think when you have a basketball savant like a Magic Johnson, you can't allow those men to walk out of the organization because Kurt Rambis is giving him pushback. Rob Pelinka is giving him pushback. We're talking about Magic Johnson here. Remember, and I also heard a report that Kawhi was all in to come to the Lakers.
Yeah.
All in to come to the Lakers. But he wanted to play under Magic Johnson. Not no blasted Rob Pelinka. Because I guess, Uncle Dennis wanted a lot of stuff and, free ride and playing this and charter this and charter that. All right, Chris Lynch is saying Pelicans wanted Kuzma instead of Josh Hart. So that credit must go his way. What credit? Chris Lynch. Every time we have these conversations, what kind of credit to
Kuzma? The credit for Kuzma?
Right now, I better we keep Josh Hart, to tell you the truth. I better we keep Josh Hart and let Kuzma go. I think Josh Hart would be a better player than what Kuzma gave the Lakers after.
I don't understand the give him credit. I don't understand that.
Chris Lynch, if you're available, you can come on really quickly, Chris Lynch. Let us know so we'll send
we can't. What a lot of people are doing is that thing where you always start about the hindsight being 2020. They might look at Kuzma is doing well in Washington. Yo, the fact is, when they were at Lakers, we weren't getting the best of them. People can say probably weren't used properly by the coach and LeBron and all of that. But when these guys were, when he was there, he wasn't producing as they expected him to be.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Lynch. You see, Chris Lynch, you act like you're an NBA insider, and that I can't take with you. You act like say you are Ramona Shelburne, Chris Haynes, and those people. This is factual reports, brother. I don't know when I just a guess and a make up. This is factual reports that Kawhi was going to go to the Lakers, and then when Magic Johnson get out of town, then he decided to go to the Clippers. I don't wrong him. I don't want to play in the Rapper Link either.
No, but look, Chris Lynch, no disrespect to you or nobody else, but what I'm saying, I follow Ramona Lake. But what Ramona was saying, a lot of them they were saying is like, we don't know the mind of unless you have linked to Kawhi, Chris Lynch. I don't know, but they were saying some of these top players they were all in and coming into the Lakers, but like is the way the Lakers are presenting themselves in some of these meetings. So, you know, the way they were presenting themselves in some of these meetings and some of the it's just a presentation like they weren't serious and all of that. They were talking about whatever instead of talking about what the guys want for basketball. You get what I'm saying? So and that was one of the report they were saying like they weren't pleased. You know, some of these players can make up their mind already. You know, I will agree with you on that, Lynch. So them can make up their mind and they were playing with them. But look, it's what the report they were saying by these insiders. Them people they're close to them, so they're never pleased with the presentation at the end of it. It could be the case where them just say, all right, don't not got Clippers already, but I'm going to go there and just find a fault. But we don't know that. We don't know that. When I talk about what the people in report cream, what the people in report where I go by. Because I have no close relationship to the people like that.
All right, so let us. I see a comment by Kish for you saying Frank Vogel out. And I know Devin is somebody who, championship coach and rare. But listen.
Yeah, what's as Devin stands change, or is it still
well, as easy right there. Let us see.
Why? I would still like Vogel to get a chance with a better squad.
Okay.
Yeah, I would want to see him with a better squad.
But if you look at it, Devin, there are even reports that are saying that this same Lakers team will be coming back next year. So there's not a bunch of flexibility with this Lakers team. The only people, I think Carmelo Anthony will definitely come back because obviously that's the Browns guy. But I know Trevor Ariza will be gone. Kent Bazemore will be gone because those are minimum 1-year contracts and things. Dwight will probably be gone.
Is Irving.
Vin Irv saying Frank is not the problem. What other coach could have done better? Again, Vincent. If you are going to tell me that you think Frank Vogel is how many teams in the NBA? 30? If you tell me you think Frank Vogel right now, if you think there's no coach that is out of a job or better than Frank Vogel, then again, I tell you, me and not on a basketball team after AllStar break. And you run in the comment section and come talk your nonsense. Listen, I think Mark Jackson is a much better coach than Frank Vogel. Much better. And again, it's not only a coaching aspect. When you're coaching champions, when you're coaching a guy like LeBron James, you must be a leader of men. You must can hold people accountable. You know what is one thing what LeBron really rate about Tyronn Lue? Tyronn Lue wasn't taking none of his bull crap, none of his sensitivity. The man say, hey, a basketball we are playing. And if you listen to Mark Jackson talk, and if you saw what Mark Jackson did with the Golden State Warriors, Mark Jackson was building. Mark Jackson is a guy where he was a guy. You have a girl from high school, you build her up, you send her through university, and then because you are now a doctor, she left and go talk to the doctor, and she left you to that is what Mark Jackson did with the Golden State Warriors, right? So I would want Mark Jackson on my team because I think Mark Jackson hold people accountable. I don't think Frank Vogel hold people accountable. I think Frank Vogel more want to be a friend, more want to be okay. Hey, LeBron, is this okay, LeBron? AD, what do you? AD say I don't want to play the 5. Okay, all right, we'll put in Dwight and DeAndre. He's a guy that wants to keep people happy. And I heard Mark Jackson say, and I saw read Vincent comment, but I heard Mark Jackson said something the other day. And, he was saying that, when Russell Westbrook was benched, and I'm paraphrasing, he was saying that, you understand, because obviously I know who watch basketball can know that Mark Jackson was a point guard as well, right? So he was saying that, Westbrook feels a point because Westbrook came out and said he's not used to sitting on the bench, right? So Mark Jackson addressed it, and Mark Jackson said, well, I understand that you're not used to sitting, but I have a responsibility to make you better, and you have a responsibility to the team, right? I don't think Frank Vogel have those conversations with these guys. I just think Frank Vogel is just walking on a thin line and just don't want to upset anybody. See, have to call permission at the front office. Hey, can we bench Russell Westbrook? Is it okay not to play Westbrook in the fourth? Which coach every year that happened to the fourth? That's absolute nonsense, man. Vincent is saying, but come on, Kems. We all know the issue with Mark Jackson. So we know the league not heading in his direction. Again, I don't think it's a league business, right? Because, again, let me draw a parallel. Brian Flores, now he has a job with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had a conversation with Rooney, the Rooney family, the other day for class, right? I had a conversation with the Rooney family, and they are big, and obviously the Rooney rule come from his dad, but the Rooney rule really come from the Pittsburgh organization. And, one of the things that he said was that, they pride themselves on diversity and all them kind of stuff. So I just had a feeling, he never tell me, I never have the insight, but I just had a feeling that Brian Flores would have really end up there. So just like how Brian Flores can, remember, Brian Flores is suing the NFL, but no, he still has an NFL job, getting paid from the NFL. You understand what I'm saying? So I am thinking that if a team really wants Mark Jackson, I don't think the NBA is going to say, hey, Lakers, no, you can't hire Mark Jackson. Remember, a lot of stuff was going on with Jason Kidd.
Especially a team like Lakers, Kems.
Yes.
If Lakers say
Mark Jackson, look at Chauncey Billups. A lot of things was being said about Chauncey. Oh, he had this
case.
accusation.
Yeah.
He has a job in Portland. The only thing against Mark Jackson is two things. Say him pray in the people them building and keep church in the people them building, and his stance on homosexuals. That's it. Right? And I think if a team serious enough and say, hey, we are going to take Mark Jackson. We want Mark Jackson. If LeBron come out and say, I want Mark Jackson, you think Lakers, oh, no, we can't. No, obviously not.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anything about that. Get the best coach available. And I don't have it on the top of my head, but I know there's a lot of coaches that are better than Frank Vogel. And it's not only about being better, but who will hold great players accountable. I just think that's a big thing. You have a whole great players accountable. AD, get your ass in the gym, get some yoga going. You can't. The only season AD really play at the bubble season, and again because they get 4.5 months off, so obviously get a lot of time to get healthy. I think it was Jay Williams who said the man played. Well, the man missed 66 games in 3 seasons or something like that.
That's one. He's available 1 every 3 game.
Right, that is absolute madness.
One out of every 3 game. Yeah, 1 out of every 3 game over the last 3 seasons.
And here is Kish for you saying Frank is too soft. And here is Frank is too soft. AD is so fragile. Absolutely, Kish. And I realize now persons are now coming on my bandwagon. I've been trying for AD to get traded out so long ago. I've been crying for AD to get traded for Karl Anthony Towns and somebody else. Because I just knew that he couldn't stay healthy. LeBron is too old to be carrying the torch for the Lakers right now. 19th season, the man is averaging the most he's ever averaged in a very long. The man averaged 29.8 points.
It's not even only about now, it's about the Lakers' future as well. You can't build around a person that's only available 1 in every 3 game.
Wicked man, Chris.
Okay, Chris Lynch.
Come on,
talk your
the NBA insider.
Come on, talk your
NBA insider is here.
Chris says this?
At the time, I don't understand. Mama address Devin first. It's not hindsight. At the time, everybody know Kuzma was a better talent. Everybody look at Kuzma and say he has a better upside than Josh Hart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Am I lying? Am I lying?
No, you're not lying. No, you're not lying.
Did I tell a lie? Does he have a better upside to date?
No, I don't think so.
All right, Ken.
At the
Man, I have
time.
nothing to say because you're not watching no basketball. If you think Kuzma doesn't still have the better upside now, then you're not watching no basketball. I can't start then.
Have you watched Josh Hart? I don't think you have. I think you probably just go in the box
I let
score.
people bet on the Pelicans because of Josh Hart when he was there.
I think you just go in the box score and just look what's going on. Josh Hart, to me, right now, is a better player than Kyle Kuzma right now. To me. That was to me.
Right. At the time, who they wanted to hold on to Kuzma, right? As opposed to letting go Josh Hart. Was not the argument, and you said, oh, and then you said that what?
That has nothing to do with Rich Paul. That has nothing to do with Rich Paul. So I said you must give whoever organized the credit.
Well, listen to what I'm saying, you know. In the overall mix of the things we're talking about him winning the championship, that was no big piece of us winning the championship. That's the main argument. No, let's put it into perspective. The championship. So
absolutely.
Where the great Pelinka move there is. When I say when I give him credit, Chris Lynch, we're not misinterpreting what I say. When I say when I give him credit, yes, but what a great championship move where I say Pelinka.
You know what beauty man? When same stupid Rob Pelinka make Javel McGee go, Dwight Howard, the cornerstone of the Lakers championship team. Javel McGee, you see what he's doing over there in Phoenix right now. I'm not going to tell you Chris Lynch because you know, right? And obviously Dwight Howard, he allowed Dwight Howard to go to Philly because he didn't want to sign, whatever. And then a lot of other little pieces, I think, left as well. Those are the things that you think never lad Rob Pelinka. Oh, he kept Kyle Kuzma. All hail Rob Pelinka. Absolutely not. Absolute garbage. Whether Kyle Kuzma had left, yes or no,
because
wouldn't have changed the Lakers' fortunes.
Because trade pieces, you need those pieces to when you enter in trades again. It's not just on the court, Ken. It's because of trade value. You need players. That's why you keep players.
So probably
for stuff like that. It's not only on the court.
And the salaries, matching salaries.
All right. If you make Kuzma, hold on, Devin.
Go ahead.
If you had let Kuzma go with the Pelicans, probably wouldn't have Westbrook, and the Lakers' story would have been completely different right now than what it is. But go ahead, Devin.
2 questions.
What about Westbrook?
No, I am saying if they had let Kuzma leave for the AD trade, probably the Lakers wouldn't get Westbrook now. Because Kuzma
you're blaming the Lakers to get why you don't blame LeBron James for that? Why you keep doing this? You see what he's doing? LeBron James went and get his friend and listen to what Kem saying. Probably we wouldn't have him. LeBron James went and get his friend and listen to Kem.
Go ahead, David.
Hold on a second though. Kems, I agree with Chris a while ago because a pure low blow you've been taking. Because you yourself said it's not that. Lakers had the chance to get the Rosen, Kyle Lowry, and all these guys instead of Westbrook. So why are you blaming because they didn't trade Kuzma to Pelicans?
No, LeBron, I am not blaming. All I am saying is that probably if the Lakers had traded Kuzma with the Pelicans, probably we wouldn't have enough trade pieces to get Russell Westbrook. Whether LeBron wanted him, AD, whoever wanted him, I'm just saying probably the Lakers wouldn't have enough to get Westbrook with the matching salaries and all that.
You didn't need Westbrook. DeRozan was telling you he wants a pay cut to play for the beloved Lakers.
Okay, but that's not.
You didn't need Westbrook.
But that's Christian. That's not the argument we're having though. That's a different conversation. That's not what we're having right now. Devin, go ahead with the question.
So, all right, give me a key. Give me a move with a credit to Rob Pelinka for the championship. All right, put aside the championship. Give me something key where you say Pelinka do where kind of uplift the Lakers then. When the towards the championship?
He hired a championship coach, and when the coach came, defense, Lakers was number 1. That's the first thing he did. Defense was number 1.
How we get Chris Lynch for this live, brother? How we get Chris Lynch? Chris Lynch, man. What?
Where's he gone?
Sealer.
Where's he gone?
All right, so Gary Dixon have decided to join us. I know he doesn't want to talk about NFL because
let's basketball show this, brother. But anyway, so Chris Lynch said something a while ago. I'm now absolutely object still because remember when Lakers won that bubble bubble championship, quote unquote, Lakers were number one in defensive efficiency, you know. So, and then we were everybody know Frank Vogel as a defensive minded coach. So most persons, all the pundits and the experts were attributing that to him still. So I don't think it is far-fetched to say that.
So let me
but that's
Gary,
what I'm saying.
No, but Gary, is it? So let us be honest.
It's not far-fetched.
Is it? Hold on, Gary. Is it Frank Vogel or is it the personnel that they had? Now we have to look at it, you know. We have to look at it. We can't.
No, it can't go both. It can't go on in and still, you know, enough to be obsolete, you know.
Why is it that the past 2 years after the championship, why is it that the Lakers defense has been one of the worst defenses in the league?
But Gary, personnel as well. The personnel doesn't have the same personnel, but I understand. But remember, the players, the coaches do need players. The coaches don't work in. So you still have to give the man credit somewhat. I'm not saying, you know, well, I'm not David. I'm not saying that he is the be-all and only reason why they won the championship, and it's the number one reason why the defense was the first or number one in the league. But at the time, being the coach, he would have to get some credit for that, being the coach and knowing his track record of being a defensive coach. But even if he doesn't have the personnel, all right, say 2 years on now, because we see this with all types of coaches, whether it's Phil Jackson or Greg Popovich. Look at what he's doing now with the Spurs. If the team and the players are not there and the key pieces, doesn't matter how good you are, you won't be that same team.
Gary,
you're listening, Gary. Please.
Hold on there 1 second. Levon, put up Vincent comment about gentlemen. The truth is.
No, Gary.
Yeah, David.
Understand what I say? Because me can't argue against Frank Vogel too, because he's a Frank Vogel defender, you know. But another that we are talking about, I'm going to make Chris Lynch going to change the narrative. You know? We just say, what we're saying is, what key trade in terms of players did he make to accommodate, to facilitate the championship? In terms of trade, in terms of the players. Because AD, wouldn't you say AD was a key thing for the championship in that bubble? We didn't credit Pelinka for the AD trade. We are saying in terms of players, what did Pelinka do?
I think the acquisition of Rondo was big for you guys. So in the bubble, because Rondo played big for you guys in the bubble.
All right.
He made some
Absolutely.
Yes, so better me say that now, boy. My jump now.
Okay.
A Pelinka get the coach. We're not talking about because me can't go against Vogel. Because Vogel is my coach.
Okay.
Chris Lynch, stop running away and come back in the chat. Acting like something wrong with the internet. Come back. Hey, you know when you're on a call and you don't want to talk to the person from the other line, so you act like saying, hello. Come back. That's Chris Lynch. Hey, all right. Here is Vincent. He's saying, gentlemen, the truth is, if LA had pushed through the move to get DeRozan, we wouldn't be having this convo because DeRozan is not a superstar, but he is and was a far better fit. Okay, let us be honest about DeMar DeRozan, right? Because I know how on the pre-sport, Vincent included. That's why I'm telling him I'm not discuss basketball with him anymore because he's too emotional. Let me tell you, when DeMar DeRozan was at the Spurs, no one saw this version of DeMar DeRozan. True. DeMar DeRozan actually went on a decline from Toronto when he was at the Spurs, and we can attribute it to a lot of stuff.
He went.
I think it's a Spurs style as well, too. You know, ball movement and all that.
But you can attribute it to the system. You can say he was depressed because DeMar is an emotional guy. So when he was traded from Toronto, that he loves very much, and they won a championship, it probably took a toll on him. Yada.
He still came, hold on, but he still was giving you like 20 something.
22, I think, it was 22.
No, but it wasn't resulting in winning.
Exactly. And I know that here is Vincent, but I am coming on.
Come here beating.
Listen to this. All right. I don't like when on a pre-sport like this. All of a sudden, DeMar DeRozan start 7 straight games with 30+ points.
50%.
And 50%, over 50%.
All of a sudden, yes, the Lakers should have get DeRozan.
Lakers wouldn't be getting this version of DeRozan.
And he wouldn't be doing this. And he wouldn't be doing that. He's doing it in Chicago with the Lakers either. So we have to bear those things in mind.
Because DeMar DeRozan at the Lakers would have been the third option.
Exactly.
Would have been the third option.
Come on, he wouldn't be giving you this. Production.
I remember in the cream as a third option, you're getting limited amount of shots.
Barely touches,
There is not enough error for
shots
you to
to
miss.
go around.
Yeah.
One
So
ball.
you're 29 shots
25,
a game or you're
26.
30 shots a game. No,
You
15.
He'd probably be
15
averaging
shots a
around
game.
15 or 17.
Yeah, 17, probably 18 max.
Remember,
But in reality, with the Lakers situation, he would automatically go to the second option with AD not playing all those games, because you know what, AD he would elevate into the second option easily. So
If AD was
get more points.
True.
well, yeah, that's a good point. That's what I was about to say. Like, you're like probably. Oh God. Hey,
Vincent, come here now, run.
Yes,
run.
sir.
Run now. Vincent, come here. Run.
Hey, listen. No, You listen.
Yes, sir.
Let me give you
Yes, sir.
Stephen impression. This is my show.
So you're treating me like Max. You're treating me like Max. No, but serious though, Kems. But serious though, Kems. We know DeMar DeRozan, and we are not. And as I say, DeMar DeRozan is not a superstar. I'm not saying he's a superstar. I remember DeMar DeRozan in Toronto. He plays well. The problem he has always had, and he's not a player that I trust, and one of the problems that I think I have with him is that he lives and dies by the jump shot. And that's where we always get in the problem, especially when you get in playoff and then teams start mark you a particular way. But we have seen him play exceptionally well and took that Toronto team to even the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron. Yes, he went to Spurs and didn't do as well. But we sort of know about coach, we name the coach, his system, you understand? And for some strange reason, as great as Coach Popovich is, we have seen DeMar DeRozan go there not doing as well as he was before. That forward, what's his name again? Second pick. He's down in by Cream side now. Went there. Aldridge went to Spurs, didn't do as well. And even look at Kawhi himself. When he left Spurs, yes, he did well in Spurs, but look at what he did at Toronto. So as great as Popovich is, we have seen that some players tend not to flourish in his system.
No.
All right, tell me the lie.
Hold on.
Tell me the lie.
I'm going to tell the lie now.
Yeah.
I can't make it get away with that rubbish about Kawhi never play with. Listen.
No, I never said he didn't play well. Kems. I did not say he did not play well. Remember, Kai got the MVP at the final, so I did not say he didn't play well. I said, look at how his game expanded in Toronto.
But what did you expect? He was playing with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili.
All right, I will accept.
What can
all right, I'll accept that. But all right, I'll accept that. But comes back to the point of DeRozan. And I am saying, based on what Lakers wanted, DeRozan was a better fit than Russ. A far better fit. And you have to blame LeBron for that. We all know that was a LeBron doing.
All right.
So you have to accept that.
No. Listen.
I am not. Okay. That's all I am saying.
Listen, Vincent. All right. We have to be careful when we talk about blame. Right? Are we blaming the New Orleans Pelicans for drafting Zion over Ja Morant? Are we blaming them for that?
No, because they are looking for an upside, and as for everybody was looking, we're always looking for the next big thing. So LeBron, the next Jordan, when they touted to be the next LeBron.
All right. So look what you get with Westbrook, right? Look what you get with Westbrook. Westbrook, obviously, a top 75 player. We see that. DeMar DeRozan is not, right? So Westbrook is a top 75 player. We know what we get with Westbrook. He's going to play hard. He's going to play hard. He's going to play every position. He's going to give you those minutes that probably LeBron and quote-unquote AD can't give to you. So I can understand the thinking of LeBron James.
Gonna be inefficient.
No, but no, Kems, you're not being honest, and I know that you know this thing. You're right. You know you're not being honest, Kems. You know you're not being honest because remember, we have seen 13, 14, 15 years of Westbrook. We know, based on how LeBron play and based on how Russ play, that both of them would not fit. Worse, Russ is not even an efficient shooter. So you knew it wasn't going to work. You understand? So don't say that, Kems. Yes, in top 75, but you know it would not fit. So just be honest about that.
No.
Yeah, Devin.
Blaming LeBron. Man, on the side of blaming LeBron. So Pelinka, nobody.
Of course, them to put. No, but you see, that is where. But Devin, that is where you blame Pelinka and you blame the coach. And that's why, even though I said that, who would have been a better coach?
We don't want that.
So hold on.
Even though I say, for me, even though I say who would have been a better coach, I don't believe that Lakers coach have the backing of the team. You can't be going to upstairs in any sport, NFL or NBA that I watch. Anytime I see a coach having to get sign off from management, I know that coach is no longer in charge of that team. You understand? And Pelinka and the coach should have insisted. They should have insisted.
Okay, exactly. All right, go ahead, Cream.
If LeBron comes to you and say he wants this ex player, you think they're gonna tell him no? We're not getting that player.
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley told him no. Right. Thanks, Kems.
I've been where call it now. I already set him name. I might set him name. Pelinka is not of the cloud where a Pat Riley have.
No, Cream.
Not the same part. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to get to the foolish talking on this podcast.
And I agree with you, Kems.
Listen, if LeBron go to the front office and say, hey, I want Russell Westbrook. If you as the GM and the coach realize say, hey, man, but this fit doesn't go together. I think this fit is better.
Maybe you
go ahead and
correct.
fit that you.
I agree, Devin.
Because at the end of the day, LeBron James is a player. He can make
suggestions.
It's not LeBron alone, Ken. Anthony Davis was on it.
Hey, listen, Eddie don't have the space in the Lakers organization for nobody really listen to Eddie.
Ken, why you being on it, bro? If two of your biggest franchise players come to you with an argument, how can you say AD doesn't have it when he is the next thing? You have him to replace LeBron James basically.
Who says that? Who said that?
All right, Ken. You alone did what? You alone. Only you alone.
No, Kems, the reason why them acquire AD is LeBron was going down. And we do him 30. He's 37 in him 19th season. And AD was the man to take the offensive load. To take the offensive load.
And he was to take the offensive. You're arguing and people need to explain that to you.
He was to take the offensive load.
What I'm saying,
I just don't agree.
It's when your superstar come to you, if you not already have a certain clout around you and you would deny them requests, it will have a ripple on effect through the season.
See, Elton John not telling no AD. You think AD, all right, since you think AD have so much clout, you think AD can go without LeBron? Go to Rob.
No, nobody now said that.
No,
he can't go without LeBron.
Chris Lynch is telling me have a lot of clout in the Lakers. So you tell me,
Kems, are you a shy person? Because you're reaching right now. Why are you reaching? I didn't say Eddie went to by himself. I never said you Eddie went by himself. I said it's not only Kems, it's not you alone went to your mom for something. Yeah, your brother went. So it's more serious. Your mom feel more sympathetic now. Can you put it that way?
Well, that's
AD and LeBron went. I didn't say AD went by himself.
Hold on.
Why would I?
First of all, Chris Lynch, that's a terrible analogy, but I'll let it slide. Because listen, you are running the damn Lakers. You are running a $1 billion organization. I don't want you to come tell me about, hey, LeBron wanted Westbrooks. No.
Is that a lie? Answer that question.
No. What Lynch? I guess what Kems is saying. This is what Kems is saying that I am agree with. You are running the organization. You have to determine what is the best thing for your team. I understand that, yes, your superstars are going to have them input, and sometimes they do have their say. You have to also look at the fact that where LeBron is, in his stage of the career. And remember, the Lakers is an organization that is going to be here the next 20, 30 years. So you have to decide that this is what is best for your team. You understand? So they would have to do that.
Vinny,
LeBron at this trade where LeBron said, Rob Pelinka not said yes to that trade. And whatever came instead of Westbrook, and it didn't work out, he's out the door already. He would have been out the door. He's hiding behind Westbrook right now.
Well, that is true.
LeBron as the player.
He would have been out the door. I'm not asking you. Anybody else came and failed. Rob Pelinka out. Simple as that.
Give me a time. Listen. As a general manager, right? This is a part of the territory. It comes with the territory, right? So just like how Rob Pelinka, LeBron wanted a trade, both LeBron and AD wanted a trade at the trade deadline. Rob Pelinka decided to stay pat. Just like how he had the balls enough to stay pat during the trade deadline, I think he could have had the balls to say, hey, LeBron, I don't think Russell Westbrook is a good fit. I think not Buddy Hield, because I don't think Buddy Hield would have made
I don't think Buddy Hield either.
but I think DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry together, I think that's a much better fit for that. If you sell me if you sell LeBron on that, because remember, even in the AllStar draft, LeBron came out and said DeMar DeRozan is one of his favorite players in the NBA. You know, he said that, right? And you can't say I say it now because
he's just on the bandwagon.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
You know, LeBron ride the walk on him style.
All right, so let me read some comments here.
Basically telling him sorry.
Elton Gardner is saying AD going with LeBron never had any weight to it. If LeBron retires tomorrow, AD getting traded. And this is something that I can possibly agree with, because listen, I don't think that AD by himself is any good. I agree.
Show me the superstar by themselves. That's good.
And I agree with one other.
Giannis had to go out and get some people, because that's how you win.
No, Chris, you miss probably what we're saying. We are not saying that. All right, you have some players like a Giannis, and as much as you are saying, every player, for me, there's no one player in the NBA that is going to win a championship. So we can just put that to bed. We all know that. You understand? So we know that you need other players with you. No, the problem with AD, if you look at him from Hornets, from New Orleans days, I don't believe AD can carry a team. And worse with the injury, and as Kim said, when they should have traded him, was at the trade.
You know what AD did to any other team that didn't bring him Golden State? It's Golden State AD play most of the time, you know.
I agree.
He's doing those playoffs that didn't warrant him.
But where did this team end up?
You cannot watch where did his team end up. AD was very efficient in those playoff games. Very, very efficient, grabbing rebounds and plus averaging over 50. Go and look at AD in New Orleans.
I'll only say this.
Mistakes. That's what I'm saying. You need
I'll only say this and leave it, Chris. I watch players, especially when they are the only one on a team, and watch the numbers that them put up. And many players, good players, can do that. What I've always been interested in is to see what players do when them get other players that they are complementing with, and see how they operate. You understand? And there is something about AD that I have always just a little bit reserved on in terms of believing his ability. And right now, I don't think Lakers can get very much for him again.
That is unfair to AD. That is being very unfair to AD.
I kind of agree with Christian to that. To counter that, when AD was with Pelicans and him get Cousins was much better at the time, and they get a good point guard in Rondo. Remember they swept Portland. You understand? And like you say, who they run up into? They run up into Golden State.
What you expect him to do then?
You
Put up him numbers and go home. Simple. You just put up your numbers and go home. LeBron did it.
Yeah.
LeBron did it in some finals against them. Put up your numbers and go home, LeBron. People do it. So I don't understand why people are mad.
Listen, Anthony Davis, and I'm going to move on from this because I don't like talking about scrubs, right? Listen. Anthony Davis.
Look at the disrespect.
Anthony Davis had prime Drew Holiday, had prime Rajon Rondo. Well, not really prime Rajon Rondo, but good Rajon Rondo. Had prime DeMarcus Cousins, and he couldn't do anything with it. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not only talking about wins and losses.
If that
DeMarcus was injured still.
He wasn't.
Kems is a box score guy. He was injured, Kems.
Yeah, man, he was injured, man. That's his first. That was DeMarcus' first injury, man.
The first year.
It was the second year. The year when they were good, when they had DeMarcus, they had Rajon, they had Eddie. DeMarcus went down, man. That was when he had that big injury. Because I believe they would have done probably fairly well in the playoffs, but he went down.
Gentlemen, here one thing though.
If that team was in the Eastern Conference, they would have made a lot of noise.
No, I
possibly.
Hold on. Levon, what's going on, boss?
I was about to say that the gentleman shouldn't feel any way at all when you call AD scrub now, because Kim's the man that you see good players, you call him scrub, and you see the ones that are legit scrubs, you call them good. So don't feel the way Kim saying.
Hey, Cream, I'm not going to take you up on your talk about I'm not going to take you up on your talk about if they were in the East. I'm not want to hear that. Don't give me that hypothetical. They are in the West. They all know they're in the West. They didn't get the job done. Right now, AD, you can call it a bubble ring.
He did beat the fifth seeded in Portland.
He beat Portland, bro. Like, come on.
Everybody. By the way,
everybody beat Portland.
It doesn't get more clutch than that Western Conference Final 3-pointer for a guy that doesn't shoot the 3 points good. It doesn't get more clutch. I know Kems have it in his head because he watch every LeBron James game. So he must know that 3-pointer at the buzzer to sink the Nuggets and take the breath out of them and not let them think that was the Clippers and they could come back. You remember that, Kems?
All right, hold on, Chris Lynch. Deborah Henry wants to get.
Holiday played good role in those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Holiday was no big help to AD. Deborah
It was not even 5 o'clock JS news.
That is not true. Holiday played a good second.
Come on, he played. Only got that extra.
Like that talk that Deborah, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, we like that talk there.
But Kems, I don't want all of us show big man. So move on with that. Because you know, we have to argue with you outside. Once LeBron discuss, not supposed to discuss on your show. It's supposed to argue outside of the show.
No objectivity. I'm only hard empire with LeBron. You know that's right.
All right.
LeBron can't do no wrong.
All right. So definitely want to move on. And I want to talk about the Boston Celtics.
Wait, right? Giannis are not done 3-pointer, sir?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I want to stop 8 because Giannis is a better jump shooter this season. You see the man do 10, 15 footer.
Yeah.
And the man sting 3. When I see players, I say, oh, shoot, Giannis. See the man can some clutch trees.
We're not talking about
I don't want him fall in love with it though.
Let's talk about the Boston Celtics because obviously we live in a world where if you're bad for the first 5 games, they think that you guys should break it all up. And the Boston Celtics, they didn't start out the season well, and there were talks about, can Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum play together? Are they good enough to play together? Are they unselfish enough? And all that kind of talk. And I think the Boston Celtics, if I'm not mistaken, they went on a 9-game winning streak. And I think they beat Philly. Didn't they beat Philly by?
Yes, they beat Philly.
Something like that.
I think.
All right. So let me start. Since nobody ever fight in this because nobody's a Boston fan here. You know, I guess we'll all get along with this one. So, Chris Lynch, Boston. What is the ceiling for Boston for you? How far do you think that they could go?
I think they're underachieving. I think what the Chicago Bulls is doing, if Boston was doing it, I wouldn't be. You know, people surprised what the Bulls are doing. That's what I think Boston should be doing. They have two good stars in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I don't know. They're underachieving. It's a team that I love. Whatever they do, they're only disappointing this season. Nothing that they can really do to, like I said, for me to be shocked. But they're underachieving because I watch their games and I just think that most times they just look like a young team.
So what is their
ceiling? I think they cannot win the East. That only two teams can win the East, and that's how it's set up. That's how playoffs go.
Which two teams?
What the record?
Only the Nets and the Bucks can win the East.
Okay.
No
you don't give Miami a chance.
The man said Nets and Bucks. So you try.
All right, sir. You
have to go through.
All right, sir.
Only the Nets. If the 7-footer is basically fit. If Durant is fit, you have to go through him or Giannis to win. But so that's it for me, Kens, and that. And the Boston.
We're going to take up. Go ahead,
Chris. Regarding your Nets pick, is that with the caveat that Kyrie is full time or part time, or it doesn't matter?
I think 3 games is too much for someone like Kyrie, to tell you the truth. If you give Kyrie 3 games, I think the Nets can get past you. I think it even make it more enforceable because he's missing games. I think now he plays even more motivated to win those games that he's in.
Okay, so you're saying even with a part-time.
Even with part-time, I'm picking the Nets part-time.
All right.
Okay.
We know this pick from the AllStar in.
All right. So listen, Chris Lynch, do you want to bet some money? Do you want to bet some money that the Nets won't come out the East? I'm willing to bet you right now on air $500 that the Nets won't come out the East. It's impossible.
And Ken's only spend US people. I said 2 teams. I just want people to know it's not Jamaican. You're not that cheap. I want people to know that you're not that cheap, Ken.
Man said 2 teams.
I said 2 teams. So why did you choose the Nets? Why you couldn't choose the Bucks? Why you didn't choose the Bucks?
Because you come here and you're
bloviating.
No, you're bloviating about the fact that the next 3 games is too much for Kyrie. And you talk about the 7-footer Kevin Durant, all kind of things you're saying. So I believe that you're more confident in the Nets. So I'm willing to. Okay, let us do this bet, Chris Lynch. This is the bet, Chris Lynch. $500 on the Nets. But if the Bucks make it through the finals, you don't have to pay any money since you think about the Bucks. Let's do that.
So what are you betting then? Because you're giving me a lot of leverage. So it sounds really good.
You're giving me the feel. And
so you're taking the feel against the Nets and the Bucks. So if the Bucks go through, it's basically squid.
Yeah, if the Bucks go through, it's
Chris Lynch, when I understand the Nets confidence.
I love the man and Kems to set them bet, man.
When me and Kems work out this, all right, Kems, we can work it out half here. We can work it out half here. When they make the bet, you can tell
work with the same confidence.
We can work it out half here.
All right. So let me get to our next guy, because now the conversation kind of changed now. Because I want to talk about Boston, but now them gone at the Nets. So as a man in New York, Devin,
what do you mean?
Are you as confident as Chris Lynch in the Nets?
I'm gonna say this. All right, I don't have much influence, but I managed to get some talk and managed to slide a note to Kevin Durant, and he's gonna wear smaller shoes. He's gonna wear smaller size shoes, right? For when we play the Bucks. So once we have that smaller size shoes, the foot won't be on the line. The foot will be behind the 3-point line. Bucks not seeing that finals. You get what I said? That's first.
Right.
And then the vaccine mandate will be lifted. And that's it. Vaccine mandate lifted. Problem for the rest of the teams.
You're sure about that? Devin?
I'm not sure. Hey, listen,
I'm sure about that.
Give me
okay.
The only thing I would add on to Chris Lynch thing is I need Kyrie for every game. Because I don't know what I'm getting from Ben Simmons. That's the only thing I'm adding to Chris Lynch. So Kems, like you have all those variables for the bet with Chris Lynch, like you're trying to be smart. I'm just saying this. If Kyrie is available for home games, away games, I'll take any bet I get on Brooklyn.
Okay, all right. So we'll save that one in the book.
And Kems, remember, say we have to do our bet too once the postseason begins.
Yeah. Kems I banker.
I have a lot of stuff to win, but so Gary, let me get you in here because there have been a lot, as I said, right now Boston are in 6th. They are 34-26, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were on a 9-game winning streak before they lost to Detroit. They beat Philly by 50. Where do you see Boston going in the East? Is it a case where do you think they could go and they could feel good about themselves?
I don't know. The team they had some issues early in the season. I think they were trying to figure out Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They're really inconsistent in my view. They had some defensive issues early in the season, Kemba Walker, etc. But I think they have turned it around a bit in the last few games. And I see them, kind of moving upward, going in an upward trajectory. But I think the first round, I don't see them passing. They would do well to make it.
So right now, if
so they're still in the second round to me.
If the playoffs started today, Gary, it would be the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics.
versus the Celtics. They have a chance against Cleveland. I think they have better players. In a 7-game series, I'll put my money on Jason and or Jalen. The Cleveland team is a young team. They are really overachieving this season, so they would have a chance if they are matched up against the Cavaliers. But I don't see them passing. Going through either Nets or
Philly. Philly
also.
Philly.
Philly as well. They would do well. I think if they go to the second round, that's their ceiling there.
Hey, let us not forget that as currently constructed, the Brooklyn Nets are not in the playoffs right now. They are in the play-in.
That's fine.
I don't think that's fine.
No, true. I'm not high on the Nets, I understand, but we're considering all the factors that KD will come back soon, and they'll pick up and get. I don't think if KD comes in, they're 29 and 27. I think they're barely close to 500.
No, 31 and 28.
31 and 28. So they're barely hovering around a little over 500. So if KD comes in the next 8 games or so, I think they do well to finish 5th. I don't think they'll people still have them coming, winning the East. I heard one pundit say that they will win the East. I don't know what drugs they were on, but if they finish 5th, that will be well for them, considering how far they are falling.
I don't think winning the East means they will finish 1. I think winning the East means they are coming out
in the playoff. Yes, go to the final.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's probably the understanding. But I don't see them. And to me, I'm looking at the Nets. There's too much. There's a lot of question signs, uncertainty. Ben Simmons, they're saying that's a better fit. I don't know if the mental, struggles are there. They're saying that he won't be required to do as much to shoot the ball, the offense will run through him. The Kyrie situation, yes, I'm hearing that the vaccine mandate will be lifted. The chemistry of this team, people are. From last season, I've been hearing about this Nets team with James Harden, all the best 3 offensive weapons, the best in the history of the league. That lasted 1 season? The 3 of them played 12 games. 12 games or 13 games, right?
No, they played 16 games, boss.
16
well, I heard some reports about it. I know it was under 20 games, but they didn't play much. It blew up. Now we're seeing, Ben Simmons going to the team.
Okay,
There's so much.
Okay. Hold on, Gary. Hold on, Gary. And I must cut you now because you guys called the Lakers experiment a failure, and they have only played 17 games today. No, listen. I want us to be fair across.
I know where you are going. It's a big L. It's a L.
So is it? Remember, I heard. Remember, even you see that guy up the top named Cream. You see when they traded for James Harden. Hey, we're in a group chat, and I'm telling you, the group chat could get a break. Oh, the next day. So I just want to know. LeBron James still has the opportunity to turn the narrative of the Los Angeles Lakers.
When this season?
Yes, I have 20-something games left. What do you mean? Listen.
Hey, Ken. I'm afraid I hear you with a mic over, I'm afraid.
No, listen.
I'm really afraid of him.
The Brooklyn Nets.
I'm really afraid of Ken.
I'm being serious. Listen, the Brooklyn Nets now is a failure. Can we now say
They're
that?
a failure.
Can we now say that Kevin Durant doesn't know how to construct a team, how to manage egos?
What kind of madness
he just knows how to play basketball.
Kems, everybody know that. Like we're not even going on that. Personally, we can see it. Kevin Durant just want hoop in the leadership thing. He's not that kind of a player.
But because he's the best player, because he's the best player, it automatically falls on him. But he's not.
Yeah, but he doesn't want any part of it. You notice with the Kyrie situation, the reports are he didn't really even want to talk to Kyrie about it. That's his own, his own man. So he's not that kind of a guy. If you notice, even his interviews when he's asked questions about these things, he tends to shy away. He doesn't, that's not his persona. He's a man that he just want to go up between on the court and just shoot the ball. That's him. We know that.
You're mixing up LeBron James' personality with every other player.
Yo, but just
why are you doing that?
Sorry.
Why are you doing that?
Go ahead, Christian.
Hold on, Devin. No, Devin. What on the Christian? This is what answer. Devin, go ahead.
So from a basketball point of view, right? Just the example we come up the ridiculous thing. Like, say the plane finish or whatever, and it remains that Miami is the number one, and Nets finish 8. I think, and then KD's okay and Kyrie's playing. I think Brooklyn is beating Miami.
Me not confident. I am not sure about that.
All right, I'm just saying what I think.
5. We give them 1 game.
Right. When I look at the West now, right? Lakers managed to finish 8, and Lakers is my team, and Lakers the Suns. Lakers go again. I have no confidence in Lakers beating the Suns. While I'm 100% confident that
100%.
That Nets will beat Miami.
Okay.
Miami 0-0.
I see him where the Brooklyn man them they attack last year, about this Nets thing, this Brooklyn thing again.
Remember, say we are assuming everybody's healthy. The only thing that the real Nets last season what was injuries.
Kevin Durant alone bring that game. Kevin Durant alone basically.
Kyrie played 3 games out of that the thing they do.
And they were absolutely smashing the Bucks and that blew them out.
I can get a small word in.
Boy.
I listen everybody talking about Nets and what they'll do and the fact that Ben is there and when KD come and Kyrie and stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking about teams that have been constructed and put together with great players. I think about Miami. I remember Boston Celtics when they come together. I remember some of even LeBron other teams as they put these teams together. And one thing that has always been clear is that these teams always end up facing some serious adversity. The Golden State team with Kevin Durant, they won. And we could almost say, even though we don't like to do had Chris Paul not gone down, we probably would have had something different talking about, right? Remember that Boston Celtic team, they went to all game 7s before the final, even though they put them together. Chemistry is a huge part of team. And as much as KD is great, as much as we know he's a very, very bad man, you understand? We are pushing that chemistry aside, and I am saying to you guys
big point,
come playoff, we are going to see that chemistry is a huge thing. We have never seen a team make such a major change in mid-season and end up in the championship game.
Big point.
So let us see what. That's all I say about it.
And the names on paper, we have to play the game.
Miami can beat Brooklyn with that.
All right, so listen.
In a 7-game series.
Right?
Why
listen,
not?
Guys, of course, Miami have a lot of continuity and
5 games.
They're familiar with everybody.
People wanna act like in a playoffs, so they never say the touted favorites or the big names on the paper get booted, you know.
5 games, crazy. Gary. 5.
You're crazy.
5, all right.
Hey,
like your confidence, no problem.
But Gary, earlier when Kim asked about Cleveland, you were beating around the bush, and Cleveland is a team that is playing with chemistry. Since as you're real the point that Vincent is making, and
but Boston team is not a team that acquired new players within the season. It's not like the Brooklyn situation. Boston is not playing well,
but again, it still comes down to chemistry. So Cleveland has chemistry.
Boston have more chemistry than Cleveland though, because Boston has been like together more than Cleveland. Al Harper,
kind of different level. Based on
how they're playing this season, Cleveland has more chemistry.
No, talking about chemistry, Kems, you should have pointed this out. LeBron take everybody from high school. Them don't switch out everybody 1 year. And beat a team who win most of 50-yard game in the Raptors. You remember that year?
Yeah, but we know.
Jordan Clark, the man, I think him sweep them. A team have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah, but so no, but that came back to DeRozan. But that came back to DeRozan and why Kems don't trust DeRozan. You understand? That's what it comes back to.
That man
just saying that team didn't have no chemistry at all. That team wasn't good. That team wasn't good at all.
Alright, so let me talk, right? So the last thing that we're going to do, I'm gonna talk about something before, but we just want to get ready. The trade deadline has passed. We are now in the AllStar break. So I want you guys to tell me your top 8. I don't want to know who are gonna play and all that stuff. I just want your top 8 playoff teams. So in the East and in the West. That's all I want. I don't want who is going to be in the play-in or that and that. And I'm going to write down each and everybody picks. And trust me, when playoff time come.
Oh, so you want us to predict who will make the
playoffs? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And here's my book right here. Ready to write down you guys' picks. We're going to talk about something else, But I'm putting you guys on notice that I want you guys' picks. Who do you think is going to make the playoffs? 1. And then out of that playoffs, I just wanted to tell me who do you think is going to make the finals? 2. And then after that, who do you think is going to win the championship?
Right now. Right. So pressure that right now.
Yeah, you understand?
You should have prepared. Yeah, because you have to
man.
You have to give us some time with that, man.
Let us take this away and do it next.
No, man.
You can't do it now. You can revisit
they give us a homework and you want it now.
No,
man.
Even if I give you 5 minutes, Kems, even if I give you 5 minutes, we just put together.
Listen, as the producer of the show, I don't agree with Kems. So, Kems, next week, Saturday, the gentleman will go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, we could go and discuss something else and then we write it down.
All right. What was the question, Kems? Let me give you mine right now.
That's what I said. Gary, sometimes we have to listen before we talk. I said we're going to discuss another topic, but I'm just letting you guys know.
Okay.
I want you guys, as a matter of fact, I don't want the finals or whatever. I just want your 8 playoff teams that you think is going to make the playoffs. That's it. All right, that's it. Very simple. Like, you have the records and everything in the country. The next topic.
Can't you ask us second round and playoff?
No.
Eastern Conference Finals.
8 teams.
Okay.
But the last topic I want to talk about before that is the MVP. All right. So I remember we had a show and the producer, he was one of them with his pom-poms jumping up. Steph Curry. And I told you guys that, I said, Steph Curry is going to falter and going to drop right out of the MVP race because when the pressure is on him to do something, he will always come up short. And I can give you a list of things that he has come up short with. But
you cannot give us a list, but let's go on.
At least they not trust that list up there.
You want us to talk about being 3-1 up in a finals and not.
And the only place I can go with your list is the finals. And the game 3s in 2 finals. So 2018 game 3, 2017 game 3, and the fact that him never come through fully for the 2016. You have absolutely nothing else.
I don't want the producer to come and tell me that I have to come out the ear. So I have to be,
the producer already behind the Steph Curry can not say that Steph Curry here. Come feel
So listen, right? I want us to be mindful of the persons in the MVP race right now. So what I'm seeing Joel Embiid, I'm seeing Jokic, I'm seeing DeMar DeRozan,
Giannis.
And Giannis. So I just want you guys to tell me. I think Jack kind of drop off a little bit based on what I'm seeing, right? So let me start with you, Chris Lynch. If you had a vote in the MVP voting, who would be your MVP now and why? Just give me a little 30 seconds on why you think this person is the MVP for you.
Yeah, I think it's 2 players. It's either Giannis or Joel. And I think you have to think like the media and how they vote. They're going to go Joel. I can tell you from now. If he continues, they're going to go Joel because Joel just always have good seasons and he just gets injured. And I think that is going to play a big part of why he is, but he would be deserving. But if someone give Giannis, I wouldn't feel bad. But I think Joel can get it.
Okay. All right. Vincent, how about you?
I agree with Chris. For me, I believe it's between Giannis and Joel. My only concern with Joel is where Harden is going to come into the team now. So I'm not sure the impact of that. Normally or ideally, you would want to say it should enhance Joel's play. But unless Harden decides to choose from his dribble, shoot, and really accept that Joel is a focal point of the offense, I believe Joel should win it. I believe he has done enough. He has played quite well and consistently throughout. And I believe that he should. Barring injury and barring how he fits in with Harden, it should be him. Failing that, I believe Giannis probably will get it.
All right. So, just for the public, the listeners, and even you guys who don't know, Joel and Giannis is basically averaging the same for the season. They're both averaging 29 points a game. They're both averaging 11 rebounds a game. But I think Giannis have 6 assists and Joel have 5 assists. I just think that's the difference.
Okay.
I think Giannis is about 0.2 percentage higher. I think he's leading the league now in points per game. Up to the last game, Giannis. But slightly. It's about
the only difference, Kems, is that even though Bucks don't have the center, Giannis do have more working round with him. Whereas for the most part this year, Ben has not been there. The team has been a little, up and down somewhat. Yeah, Joel, I believe, has done a little bit more with his team, given what he has. Probably in just the eye test for me, I would say that.
All right, Kim. So personally, even though you asked a gentleman, for me, I'm going to DeRozan. Reason being, this is someone that generally hasn't been consistent, and for what he has done this season, 7 games that he has shoot off over 50% with 30 points has been impressive. And how can we forget those 2 buzzer beaters early on in the season? So for what he has done, yes, people might say that he has a good team around him, but generally, this is a guy that has been inconsistent over the last couple of seasons. So for me, I have to go with DeRozan.
He's not
that's a good analysis, and that's a good shout. However, let me tell you a little thing about the NBA. When the NBA give out MVP,
true,
they also give out people who they think can be the face of the NBA as well. DeMar DeRozan.
I don't think he's gonna get it.
So Jokic can be the face of the NBA.
He can.
Yes, he can. He can.
No,
he can.
No, let me tell you why.
The fact he can be more likely the face than them are. I'm not saying that he can, but he more than likely can be the face than them are. Based on what? Maybe not, but more than likely.
Remember, so it's two things in a cream. It's about can he be the face of the NBA? How will it look? The image of the NBA and the story behind it all. I think that's
I don't think it's face. I think it's more a storyline.
I think it has to do with face as well.
Because with even Ross, do you see them? Would that be have Ross as the face of the NBA?
All right. So I think Ross with Ross thing I think it's a situation where he averages a triple double, and they say, hey. Man, we never think this thing would ever happen again in the history.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's like they have that push and they'll be like, all right, Ross.
60 odd years, that never do. So that's just one-off case.
DeRozan is just bad luck. Too many.
Go, Chris.
No, just saying DeRozan would have been bad luck. It just depends on the season. And too many good shot blockers. Giannis and Embiid and Jokic, what they do is alter your shot at the rim, It's nothing joke on the defensive end. But he would have been a good candidate any other year, probably.
Yes.
But because of that reason.
I agree with Chris Lynch, and also you have to remember, both Joel and Giannis is doing it on the defensive end as well, as you said, right? Demar is only really offensively, and again, these voters will try to find every reason why DeRozan shouldn't get it. Oh, Joel is a big man. Oh, he had the Ben Simmons drama to deal with. Oh, and he overcame that. Oh, he's playing with James Harden. James Harden very hard to play with. Everywhere James Harden go, he demands a trade. All those things you're going to take into consideration. All right, Joel, just take it.
Hey, Kems, who break up big men winning MVP for almost 20-25 years straight?
Oh, that's
One vote.
Tell him again.
Chef. Anyway, let's move on. Devin, who is your MVP right now?
I'm going with Embiid, and it's just because of what he has around him. Because, and it's no disrespect to Tobias Harris. I'm saying, Tobias Harris. I'm like, who? Tobias who? He's a good player and everything, but when I look at who he has around him, and Giannis numbers great. They look at Middleton and Holiday compared to what Embiid has right now. And even DeRozan is playing great, but Zach LaVine in support of DeRozan and them trying to be relevant, saying, they're the best duo in the league. So when you look at that now, people may present an argument. They have two great players there. So I'm going with Embiid, and just not necessarily because of what people saying, we do it on both ends of the floor. We look at that too, but it's just that when I see him going up against certain teams, I'm saying, they should lose this game. And Embiid is just there carrying his team, just carrying a team, and And just to add, just my final thing, what Vincent was saying. He's look at when Harden comes in. My thing is him staying healthy. It doesn't matter if Harden comes in or not. I just just want to stay healthy. Once he stays healthy, that's it. It's a wrap.
Really?
Okay.
All right. So let me for the guys who weren't here during the start of the show, because I need you guys to address me properly. Right? I have done some research for the NBA. This is breaking news again. I've done some research for the NBA, and I have decided that I'm going to move on from the Miami Heat. Only because listen.
Philly did not just gain Harden, they gained Kemsley, at the trade.
Listen. I don't know if you guys heard me earlier in the season. I said I reserve the right to make a change after the AllStar break, and I felt kind of a wagonist by jumping on the Miami Heat first place in the East. So I
felt like you are.
So I went ahead and I bought a jersey, and I'm now a Philadelphia 76ers fan.
So why Miami jersey there? You try to?
Huh?
Miami jersey where you wear with you.
Him can come back there anytime. He can't throw away. He can come back anytime, you know.
This man keep it. This man keep the NBA shop running.
Yeah, man. Them like, yeah, man.
All right. So MVP now. Cream. Who is your MVP?
I'd probably go with Giannis right at this moment. It's fluid, you know. Next few months it could change. But yeah, basically like what everybody say, what Giannis do on both ends of the floor. The man might win Defensive Player of the Year along with the MVP again, which I don't think nobody have done it two times.
Nobody has.
2 times.
Exactly. So on unprecedented, uncharted grounds, Ima close to you now. So but I go with Giannis right at this present moment.
All right. And who did I miss? Gary.
Yeah. All right. Well, kind of sticky. I don't want people to underestimate what DeMar DeRozan is doing. You know, everyone said it well. The man make history. You know, first player in NBA history to have back-to-back buzzer beating walk-off shots, consecutive games. Then we know about Will Chamberlain and where him represent. Nothing. Will Chamberlain, when me looked the other day and I said 35 points or more and 50% shooting, I thought like Jordan, whoever, man must do that already. And the man break that 7 straight games, right? So him not play normal this season. So listen, really like what he's doing. And they're about, I think they're a half a game ahead. I think they're now in the East. I don't know what happened last night, but they're leading. They're second now. I think they were third in the week earlier.
I'll say this, Gary. I'll only say this, Gary. For DeRozan to win it, in terms of what he's doing now, in terms of the 7 game, they have about 24 game left. He will have to play at that level for the next at least 18 out of that 24 to even aim about it. And I'm not sure if he can do that.
I don't think so. That's all I like what he's doing, but I don't think he'll win it. I like Joel Embiid, how he's playing, but the problem with Joel Embiid, I think he's already missed about 12, 13 games.
Not to do with it. The missing
but if he can stay healthy, no man, listen, MVPs can't miss too much. We know Joel Embiid track record. If the man miss more games for the season, I don't, because those are factors that go into the voters' minds in terms of availability and health. Giannis, to me, is the most likely candidate. Even though they're not running away with the record this season, the man is playing phenomenal. You know what I mean? On the defensive and offensive. So he will, and the Bucks are the champions. They are relevant and fresh in people's minds. You know, he play 100% all out, always going hard both ends of the floor. So I would be leaning more to Giannis than anybody else.
All right, thank you. So that's a really quick question. What about LeBron James MVP?
Oh my goodness.
Let's move on. What was the other question? What was the other question Kim saying after?
What about
So listen, remember guys, when we talk about MVP, is the most valuable player.
All right.
So when I look at it, hold on, you guys already tell me on MVP. So I am saying.
No, you gave us a list to choose from. You gave us a list to choose from.
Hey, Kem's deliberately leave out LeBron so that we wouldn't have anything to say why he isn't.
Please go ahead and make
we're talking about why did you enter LeBron James' name? I was talking about
No, I am not. No, I'm not. I was just making a joke, guys. Just come on.
Joke? I don't think I'm making a joke. You just feel no answer to how you react. You know what I mean? You know your enemy wants to say that.
Guys, we all can't talk. Guys, we all can't talk at the same time, guys. Please. I know you guys love LeBron James so much. We can't talk at the same time. But listen to me, right? As it comes on to MVP, I think is most valuable player. I think we have misunderstood what valuable is. Okay. The reason why Ja could not be my MVP is because the Grizzlies went on almost a 7-8 game winning streak without him. So how valuable is he really to me? I don't think so. DeMar DeRozan, why he couldn't be my MVP, because guess why? When you look at it, when you look at it, they still have Zach Lavine, they still have
Vucevic.
Vucevic. You know, whatever you pronounce his name, they still have a good team. So I think they'll still be able. Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, of course. I still think they'll be able to win games. When you look at Milwaukee, you take Greek Freak out of that. That team ain't looking too good for me. That team is probably a playing team at best. When you take away Joel Embiid from this Philadelphia team, Tobias Harris leading the line.
Well, you saw what happened when you take away Durant off the Nets from first place to 8.
Yeah, they won 11 game. Remember, they lost 11 straight before them beating the other night. You know, they were terrible.
Yep.
The thing about DeRozan is, had that been Steph Curry, I think his name would have been right up there. You know.
It's just about reputation and
I think Steph Curry done the same thing DeRozan done. He would be the leading candidate right now.
He's not a fan favorite. He's not a media favorite.
What about voter fatigue when it comes to Giannis? You know, sometimes they don't like giving the same person over.
That's true.
Absolutely, but I agree with Chris. If it was Steph Curry, oh gosh, man, the media love that guy for some reason.
No,
I think Steph Curry is the most overrated superstar in the history.
Come on. You're stretching. That's a stretch.
That's a different time.
But a different time. So I know we want to go ahead and we want to catch the dunk contest that's going on. You know,
really?
So I just
no, sir, no,
so I want
we're not so hype about that dunk contest.
So I want you guys to tell me the 8 teams. We're going to start with the East. Should be pretty easy. You don't have to tell me in order. Just tell me 8 teams who you think is going to make it to the playoffs. Let us start with you, Chris, since you know basketball so well.
Oh my goodness. Why you have to start with me first?
Okay, never mind. I'll start. Let me start with me. I will tell you the 8 teams that I think is going to go to the playoffs, right?
From the East.
And this is from the East. And you guys are going to be, and I'm giving you in order. I'm not giving you just 8. You guys will give just 8. I'm giving in order. All right? So the team that I think will be number 1 in the East will be my new team, the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 1 in the East.
Number 1 at the end of the season?
At the end of the regular season, they'll be number 1. All right? Number 2, I will have the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? So then we do Milwaukee until the conference finals. Smart, right? Okay. Number 3, I think, will be the Miami Heat. Number 4, I think, will be the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Number 5, I think, will be number 4. Who the number 5 now? Number 5 will be.
Not sure.
Bulls.
I think I feel it.
No, number 5 will be the Bulls. 5 will be the Bulls. 6. People wonder where's the Nets, right? Where's the Nets? Okay. Number 6 will be the Boston Celtics. Number 7, I believe, will be the Brooklyn Nets. So that means there will be a matchup between Brooklyn and Milwaukee, and that seems like a first round exit for Brooklyn and Ben Simmons.
Sure first round.
And my number 8 pick, who I think will make it sneak in to play the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm going to go with not those crazy Hawks. I'm going to go with the Cream's team, the Toronto Raptors. Those are my 8 teams who I think will make the playoffs. Who wants to take on the next one?
All right, so
Then I get the West set. Kim.
No, the East first.
No, I'm the East
first.
All right, so I'm gonna give you these 8 teams. The 6 teams as there. I'm going Miami, Chicago, Philly, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Boston, and Toronto and Brooklyn. But this is how I want it to. I want Brooklyn to finish 8th and Miami to be at number 1. Because if we finish 8th, I know that we'll have the top seed after the first round because we're gonna knock out Miami. So then, therefore, no, we can avoid. We can, even though we're not trying to avoid Bucks, we're not scared of Bucks. We'll meet Bucks in the finals.
Okay.
So I like your stems, but I just want us to finish 8th and Miami to be at number 1.
Wow. All right, I have, and I'm not going to give them in order. Miami, Chicago, Philly, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Boston, as you say. Brooklyn, getting in there, and I believe Atlanta will.
Atlanta,
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
you guys.
The expense of Raptors now.
Just to say, I have the same.
At the expense of Charlotte or Toronto.
Okay.
Charlotte is the only other one I think me. But I'm going to go with Atlanta.
All right, Chris Lynch, you say you have the same as Vincent, right?
Yeah, Nets, Bucks, Miami, Cleveland, Philly, Bulls, Boston,
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Might not be
my team, not my teams no, not in order. I'm just gonna get them out. Miami, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Chicago, Philadelphia, Boston, Brooklyn, and leaning towards Toronto. For the 8th.
All right.
Lot of love for Toronto. Respect.
Cream, go ahead.
Same as yours, I think.
Okay.
Kems, same as yours.
But I'm sure it's not in my order though.
I don't care about order. Who Nets ain't scared of nobody.
No. I hope we have this podcast to go back to.
You meet the Bucks and can win a game still. 4-1.
Listen, if you guys in the comment section want to tell us your 8 as well, then it will be greatly appreciated.
Let me give you the 8 for the West Kems. I want to go before you.
All right, go ahead.
So I give you Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, Utah, Dallas, Denver, Minnesota, and the Clippers.
No Lakers?
No?
After I get this, Lake what?
Lake what?
The man get bounced in the plane.
That's the list.
The man get bounced in the plane, man.
All right, hold on. So Vincent, so your last two are the Clippers and Minnesota?
And Minnesota, yeah.
Okay, no problem. That is your thing. Chris Lynch, go ahead, please.
Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Dallas, Jazz, Clippers, and LeBron James.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me Cream, go ahead.
It's same as Chris list.
Same as Chris. All right, Devin.
All right, the top 6. As it is Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, Utah, Dallas, Denver, Lakers, of course.
Thank you.
And let me see who I'm gonna choose. I don't like Minnesota because I don't like D'Angelo Russell. I don't like D'Angelo Russell from a long time. So I'm gonna go with the 2 LA teams.
Okay.
Even though Minnesota look good, but I'm going to 2 LA teams.
You know it's not gonna hurt to know. You know it's not gonna hurt to know when Lakers make that play.
Yeah, I got them, man.
How dare you?
Yeah, my time. All right. I work with Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, Dallas, Utah, Denver, Clippers, and I'm gonna squeeze in Minnesota over the Lake Shore or the Flake Shore.
So we have Minnesota. You have Minnesota and
yeah. I like Minnesota. Come on, sir. Yeah.
How dare you guys doubt goat?
Okay.
Doubt goat.
Remember, I said 4 other people on the court same time, you know, and him alone still.
Eddie not coming back before April 1, you know.
All right. Listen.
That make it all worse too. Worse.
That can probably be good. Westbrook can finally be feeling good playing as a 2 instead of 3.
The Lakers are 16 and 10 without AD. They're 16 and 10 without AD. Let us
AD
16 and 10
subpar a lot of times in their games anyway.
And guys, just remember, Lakers have the toughest stretch going forward. They played nobody on the front end of the schedule It is loaded on the back end of the schedule. They are playing mostly playoff teams.
There are
That's all I
500
say.
teams. Vincent, put it this way. You are a 500 team.
All right.
No money. So imagine this. I don't think they're going to finish 500. And the rest of the team, the rest of the games, them not going to finish 500.
They have LeBron James.
Them not finish that losing record.
Listen though, if Paul George return as it is said that they're going to do an MRI scan sometime next month to ascertain whether it's coming back or not, I'm going to squeeze in Clippers out of Lakers.
All right.
but before you wrap it up, Kings, because I know that you reach a point that you're going to wrap up. In terms of the Rising Star Award that went to Kate Cunningham, what do you guys thought about that?
Madam, honestly,
I didn't. I never watched the game.
I never watched Rising Star.
But who would you give Rookie of the Year now?
Rookie of the Year right now.
That's to be the Cleveland Center.
My pick
Josh
Mobley. Who?
No, it has to be the Cleveland Center.
Mobley, right?
Mobley.
Yeah, that's to be
Mobley.
Wide.
Josh Giddey is my guy. All right, so let me tell you. Hold on.
Giddey?
Let me tell you my 8, and obviously this is in order. I already put my stuff in order.
No, Lakers are 8 already. So start to the rest of them.
The Warriors
Lakers are 8,
first, and the Lakers are not 8.
All right. So the Phoenix Suns will win the West, right? So the Phoenix Suns number 1, right? I am giving Memphis. I'm giving Memphis 2.
Boy, man, really.
I'm giving Memphis 2.
But no, why I'm do that?
I'm giving Golden State 3.
No, why I'm do that?
I'm giving the Jazz. I'm giving the Jazz 4. I'm giving Dallas 5. I'm giving Denver even 6. And then I'm giving the Lakers, the Lake Show, number 7. And then I will give the Clippers 8.
Well, I know what I did, you know. We all know what I did.
What do you mean what to do? So how comes you guys can pick one and want to pick, but me?
All right, go on. No, because we know your motives.
If you believe that Denver can beat Golden State, you go ahead and make your pick and arrange it like that.
Motives, man. We know your motives, man.
Benny, this guy don't rate Golden State, you know.
No, worry yourself.
Golden State, when you say Steph Curry was overrated superstar. The NBA.
All I will say is that without Draymond Green, this Warriors team look a whole lot different. That's all I
Mr.
I don't.
Mr.
I
don't want to come on here and bash the Golden State team, right? I want you to listen. I want you to be accountable and I want you to be fair in your analysis. Okay?
I am.
That is something that's hard for doing now, Levon.
Sorry for Levon.
And I will agree with your Kems that without Draymond Green, yes, it is not the same side. Just like with most other teams, without them second best or third, sometimes your second best. I'm not call Draymond them second best, but like I've said before on this podcast, Draymond is like the quarterback for the Golden State Warriors, especially on defense, and he's very, very key on the offensive side as well, even though he's not a scorer. So I will agree with you with that.
And Kish for you said, OMG, Kem Salt, Lord help us.
That is true, Kish.
All right, so listen, guys, I'm going to give you all 30 seconds, obviously, because the 3-point contest is coming up. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds just to say whatever you guys want to say. And then if you want to take a shot at a team that you didn't get to take a shot at, or if you want to big up a team you never get to big up, now is a chance. At the end of it, I will say something and then leave it. Go ahead, Devin. Go ahead.
Huh? Okay, so let's talking about Brooklyn Nets, like I'm saying. All this talk about whoever wants KD return. Well, KD's gonna return soon, right? And Kyrie's gonna be playing in the home games. We see that coming. We see there's a lot of politics with it. The mayor of New York is saying it's unfair, but he has to protect the other workers in the other field too. And the NBA commissioner flat out Mr. Silva flat out said that New York vaccine mandate is garbage. So there's some pressure on that. And he's saying it's ridiculous why Kyrie is not playing, because if other players are coming in and it's not required for them, then it's garbage. So Kyrie going to be playing home and away games. KD will be back. Ben Simmons, we're going to get something from Ben Simmons. But we have Seth Curry. I know some people up there not big on Seth Curry. Patty Mills is still there. We have a lot of young guys. One of the best guy in here, Cam Thomas. You big baller. We finish 8th. Miami finished first. Problems for Miami. You may see a sweep. So get the
Wow.
Miami. You love basketball from paper, man.
Well, for me, Memphis has been a team that I've been looking on up to the All-Star break. They have played well. Ja Morant, even though he was out and they went on a winning spree. I've always loved to see young team when they start to make that push, and then to watch them as they try to move and to see if they can get over that hump to become championship team. It's a team that I really enjoy watching. They are what? I think they are third, I believe, in the West now. Yeah. So it would be good to, for me, I just want to see how they finish out and get in the playoff, and then watch what them do. So I like to see young team when they begin to make that push, to take the next level to greatness, because it is at that point that they're either going to become a great team or they're just going to be fall off in the middle of the pack. So I'm watching them this year for the rest of the season.
All right, Chris Lynch.
Yeah, for me, I just want to tell the people that the Bucks are the best team in the NBA. Don't let anyone tell you anything. Only one team can beat them, and it's the Nets. If the Nets doesn't beat them, then they are winning the championship, okay? Don't let Kems ever fool you and tell you about the Suns. The Nets, we have seen LeBron James did it when he was in the East. That's what the Bucks is doing, cruising. We have seen what Kevin Durant is in the playoffs. We have seen what Kyrie Irving can do in the playoffs. They are unstoppable players, and that's what playoffs done. And they just strive after playoffs. But Kems, one thing I wanted to say was, the last time we talked about Clay coming back, I told people that coming out, when Clay comes back, it's over. People forgot that Draymond Green, Clay Thompson, and Steph Curry was a problem in the West. Don't forget that. The one thing that Clay shows that is he still has big games in him. LeBron James come in the building and he lights it up. So just remember that. So that team is to be watched. And the Suns is not automatically out of the way because of how dangerous Clay Thompson is.
Okay, I keep on hearing about James Wiseman and Clay Thompson and this and that. Hey, listen, the Suns is a team to beat in the West. Cream, go ahead, boss.
Just looking forward to the second half of the season. Really interesting to see how the Harden-Embiid combination works on the court. A lot of people think it will be a seamless, a smooth transition. So want to see how that look, and also how Nets integrate Big Ben Simmons, Ben 10. I'm looking forward to see all those two teams with the new acquisitions get going in the second half of the season, and it should be really great.
Okay.
And that's my.
All right, Gary.
Yeah, man. All right. I listen to the pro-activist people for the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, and I've heard from last year that this team is going to do some stuff, and we talk about the excuse last year was injuries. This year, didn't work out. I see them ship James Harden, now Ben Simmons. They get Seth Curry all of this thing. They need to understand, at the end of the day, and Vincent said this. The basketball is played between, you see the hard court there? That is where the basketball game is played, not on paper. So all of this thing with Kyrie and Ben Simmons with fit and KD, this thing has to play out first. I don't see, remember, the Bucks have chemistry, continuity. They are a championship team. They have not won. The Brooklyn Nets haven't won anything yet. I am waiting to see how they will play before we can say they are coming out of the East.
Hold on, Gary. So, thank you for your 30 seconds. But remember, before Giannis win anything, you never ever tell me say basketball no play on paper. Every day you jump up with your pom-poms and boy, Giannis every day. But hey, let's leave that alone. So
say I take a shot. It's all right, man. Go on, man.
Hey, so guys, definitely, thank you for everybody in the comment section. Thank you guys for coming on. Making the show very exciting. Obviously, we have opposing views all the time. But remember, I'm not a Philadelphia fan. Big up the producer for making this possible. Big up
Philadelphia fan till the playoffs start right through the rest of the season. Just one question. We allowed one more change?
We don't know. Let's see. At the playoffs, I can make another change. Should I?
Hey, the biggest wagonist may ever seen in a while.
So guys, remember tomorrow we have our little males podcast at 8 p.m. If you guys are going to be on, let me know. If not, be in the comment sections and so. But thank you guys so much. Go and watch. Hey, really quickly, who you guys are for the 3-point contest? I'm picking Luke Kennard. Who you guys are really quickly?
I don't even know who in it.
But like Zach, between Zach and Fred VanVleet. I don't know.
Hello, you got?
Huh?
3-point shootout.
I'm like Vinny. I know that Luke is in it, and I know that Zach is in it, but I don't really.
So
give me 2 more names. Give me 2 more names.
Fred is in there.
Who's in there? One win it.
Fred is in there, man. I'm going with Fred.
Fred
VanVleet, Trae Young,
Zach
LaVine, Luke Kennard.
Trae Young is in there.
Yeah, Trae Young in there.
I mean, I was Trae Young, man. I never know Trae Young in there.
Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, Zach LaVine, CJ McCollum, Patty Mills, Carl Anthony Towns, Fred VanVleet, Trae Young.
That's nice. That's a big man.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
I'm going with Luke Kennard. That's what
All right, Trae Young.
I'd go with Trey.
Who said Trae Young?
Yeah, Trey. I'm going with Trey from.
All right.
Trey.
All right. Let me see. All right, gentlemen. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I remember Lakers won't make the playoffs.